Hey guys, SD here again. We're going to be doing another episode of my review series, and we're going to be looking at Tack versus Smoking Puppy in a Fox Ditto at SSV. Now, probably what we're going to see here is a contrast of two sort of different styles of Fox. S-Pup being pretty fast and wants to press all the buttons. Tack being more of a guy that wants to press the right buttons at the right time. So we'll get straight into this. Just as kind of a disclaimer on some of the feedback I've been getting, I am going to be looking at this specifically from Tack's perspective. It's just too difficult to do two different points of view in one video, and I think for any third parties watching, it's going to be more useful for you guys to kind of look at it from one person's perspective anyway. So here we go.
I like Tack.
So Tack, Green Fox. Right off the bat there, he's got the right idea. Basically, in the Fox Ditto, it's tough to get a lot of purchase if you're the aggressor. So what you'll see a lot of Fox players do, and Atticus is a really good proponent of this in Australia, is basically wait for the other Fox to do something first, and you're going to usually be in a good position to punish them. So the wait and bait game is definitely a huge strength of Fox in this matchup, and whoever the Fox who plays slightly more reactively it tends to be the one that gets a lot of work done. One thing that you are going to look for in this matchup is a lot of grabs as well, and basically whoever can get the most off their grabs and edge guards is going to be the winner, so bear that in mind when you play Fox Dittos in general. So yeah, sorry, I kind of missed my point there. Tack dash danced away and hit Jared with a neutral air to start with, so he kind of punished Jared's aggressiveness right off the bat, so hopefully that's something we see more from Tack as this set goes on.
Probably looking for some chain grabs, get that cheese in. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, nice combo.
So Tack was just kind of getting hit a bunch to start with. Already what we've seen from Tack, which is kind of a bad habit, is that he's spot dodging every single time he wakes up. This is okay in some situations because Fox is going to get a lot of purchase off of just spot dodging approaches that are a little bit too aggressive and getting some punishes off that, like up smashes and shines and things like this. However, Tack has to be very careful of doing it too often because I think Jared's probably a smart enough player that he's going to pick that up eventually, although Jared is a noob. So yeah, just be careful of that for starters, Tack. If you want to do a defensive option on wake up, I think it's very important that you mix in some buffered rolls as well as just the spot dodge, and even sometimes just putting up the shield isn't a bad idea. Turning around and up tilting against aggressive players can be very good as well if you think that they're just going to run in at you and go for a grab. So yeah, defensive options already. Even after you've just two techs, we can see that Tack's favoring the spot dodge.
Chases down here, like. This is the stage.
Unfortunate there. When you get your grab, you probably do need to punish a little harder. Tack had the right idea there with the up tilt and tried to up smash on reaction, so it didn't quite work out.
Tack chases down here.
So up tilt and then yeah, just misses the up smash. The up smash there, optimally on this level, I don't know why they struck to FD. I guess it's just preference in the Ditto, but on this level, you are going to need to chain grab, or you are going to need to be fairly proficient at the chain grab if you want to play optimally. So an up smash here probably would have led into another grab for Tack, and you have to be conscious of this, that you can actually up smash into grab at certain percentages. And yeah, so I would suggest any Fox player out there practice your chain grab, because the up throw chain grab is going to net you a lot of benefit, and you can throw in up tilts as well at the mid sort of percentages to get regrabs, and neutral as well if they DI upward. But the chain grab is extremely important in this matchup. I don't know if either player will go for it, but it's something to be conscious of. So yeah, when Tack when you get this grab, be that guy and chain grab. This up smash would have led to it. You're just a little slow.
This is the stage for Tack chasing.
For Tack chasing?
You
Tack is
jab up smash to up air, solid stuff from Tack.
So I've talked to Tack before. He says he's got probably one of the worst tech skills for someone of his skill level.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
But hey, if it does the job,
Alright.
why does it matter?
Tack out to an early lead with a dash attack up smash. No problems there.
A good trick here, like he was telling me about it before, is the up through to neutral air tech chase.
So yeah, there we saw that dash attack could have been a grab, which would have netted him much more than this.
The up through to neutral air tech chase.
Probably much more than this jab
Attack.
reset.
Do you believe?
Not that the jab reset was
Attack
necessarily
active.
bad. He
He
didn't really
take
get
the
anything
game.
off it. But you have to be looking for
pretty
situations
well.
where you can
That was
get grabs in
premature.
this
I'm sorry.
matchup. Grabs are absolutely
I
got
everything
excited,
in Fox
guys.
today.
It's a Fox
There we saw Tack recover probably suboptimally.
Premature.
We've already
I'm
seen
sorry.
him side B onto the level a couple of times now, so it was probably about time to mix it up. An up B from a similar position towards the ledge would have worked just fine, or a sweet spot. Jared's not really in a great position to punish him here.
We're only
I got
stuck
excited,
in-
guys.
It's a Fox to do. One stock is not a lead.
So I mean, yeah, you do have to be conscious of where your opponent is on stage when you're recovering. Something that I think people don't do enough. They get a little bit. They have something in their mind, a specific way they want to recover, and they don't really sort of think about where their opponent is positioned, what their lag might be, and what options they can cover. So it's often a very good idea to be conscious of where your opponent is on stage when you're recovering.
All it takes is one shy and one back throw. It looks like
So there we see from Jared, pretty much what you want to do
one
with
shy
Fox
and one back throw.
in this matchup. Just here, he's dash dancing. He doesn't have a lot of room to work, but he figures that because of this, Tack is going to throw out a move of some kind, and as soon as he does, he's going to be ready to dash in and punish him. So actually, Tack just kind of tomahawks, but Jared, taking the visual cue of the jump, dashes in and grabs. So what I think Tack could have done here to alleviate this situation is possibly wave dash, or wave land, I should say, out of his short hop here. So when he jumps in, if he wave lands away, he takes that visual cue that Spup is looking for and turns it against him by creating extra space for himself. Alternatively, because Spup was pushed into the corner, he could have gone for an aerial, aiming for sort of this area here, and just pushing Spup back to the far reaches of his dash dance and to a point where he can't really do anything. As it stands, Spup gets a grab and gets a couple of up throw up smashes. I think he may have gone for more in this situation, only that he was behind and just wanting to build damage. So that's another thing that people need to be conscious of, is the match situation, and kind of people are going to go for easier, safer punishes when they're behind. And when they're in front, maybe that's when they start going for flashier things. So you just need to be aware of what sort of punishes your opponent's going to go for in certain situations. Not that there was anything wrong with Tack's options out of those up smashes, just that maybe he could have DI'd the throw. Certainly you should be buffering a direction if you think you're about to get grabbed.
Oh, see, S-Pop drops the combo, instantly gets punished, bro.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do.
That edge guard works.
Good work,
Tack read that he was going onto the level, got the up tilt,
Looking pretty solid.
up air.
His edge
Up
guard's
tilt can be
working
very
pretty well
strong
for him.
as an edge guard.
Nice showing up smash.
That's so nice.
S-Pup with that technical skill, is probably one of the...
Okay, it looks like Tack is relying very heavily on double jumping to get out of the corner here. On FD, this is probably not the best strategy, simply because it's so easy for your opponent Fox to bait out the second jump. Because, I mean, once you jump and you're coming down, they're not doing anything. They're going to figure you're going to second jump. So you need to be very wary of this. This is not a safe thing to be doing, double jumping in and just hoping to catch them out of a dash dance, because most times it's not going to work. You probably need to find a way to get back in more grounded. Double jumping on FD is very risky at the best of times. One thing that can work quite well is just kind of edging your way forward and just getting backstage position very gradually without them quite noticing. F tilts can be good to get back in, or even just flat out being aggressive in this situation. If they're just hovering around this section, you can overshoot some nairs or running shines and get yourself out of the corner and get stage back. Double jump I wouldn't recommend too often. It's pretty risky, and especially at the percentage that Tack is, if he gets caught without a double jump, he's going to die. So assuming he gets hit. So just something to be wary of.
Definitely one of the better Foxes for that.
See that? He jumped in, wavelanded back into shine.
Yeah.
It did 4 damage, but it was so sexy.
Tack rolls away when he gets hit by the Thunder's jab, which is good. Although as soon as you get shined, and you should be inputting tech. If you miss your tech, just hold up. I like to just hold up and try to tech. The tech's kind of hard to get, but at least if you miss the tech, when you get jabbed, if you're holding up, it'll pop you straight back up, and you can actually act instead of this jab reset bullshit. So something to think about. I know it's hard. MLE's fast, but in these situations, you have to have kind of a feel for when you're going to get shined, and when you do, what you can do out of it. So teching is one. Taking the shine or smash DIing or just simply DIing up out of the jab is going to be probably your best option.
Oh, dude.
Triangle jump to thunders, like. Yeah.
Goodbye tack. He recognizes he's going to get up smashed and DIs and techs the up smash. A lot of foxes, especially in Australia, a lot of space animals, a lot of players in Australia are just trying to tech everything. So most players are going to be trying to tech this up throw, like when they land from the up throw, not giving their opponent the respect they deserve, in that they're going to up smash when you go straight up every single time. So just as kind of a broader concept, people need to think about what they're going to be hit by before they hit the ground instead of just inanely, pressing the tech button. So Tack waits to get up smashed because he knows he's going to get up smashed, and then he takes the up smash. So that's something that all you other sort of space animals need to be a little bit conscious of, is knowing which hit is going to actually be techable and knowing which hits are going to follow up into something else, which is going to force you to miss techs and it's going to force you to get wrecked. So goodbye Tack there.
Oh, missed the turnaround grab. And this is the up through neutral air tech.
It was good by Tack. He recognised that Spup was coming in with a short hop aerial, and that occasion was able to jump over him. So I like that from Tack. The air dodge is good mix up for the recovery.
Attacking back. Oh,
probably waited a little bit.
Nice. That was good edge.
He was in a bad spot there. I don't mind what he did.
Probably should have gone for the ledge there instead of straight over. That's the second or third time I think he's done it.
And now he's just getting hit a lot. Kind of get caught in his shield there on wake up.
Spup's putting on the pressure. Tack seems to be faltering
situation that the game's in. Let's go back here for a sec.
Yeah. As Spup's putting on the pressure, Tack seems to be faltering a little bit. Just needs to stop and regain composure.
Tack just gets up
needs
here.
To get back on stage maybe, and that's not how you do it.
No. You don't get back to the stage by throwing
So Tack had pretty good control for the first half of that match, and then it seemed when Smoking Puppy got into his groove and got his tech skill going and his combos, Tack got a little bit scared. We saw him spending a little bit too much time in shield and kind of just throwing out nairs, hoping they would hit. I would have liked to have seen Tack in most of those situations just revert to good solid spacing, dash dancing, and waiting for Spup to do an aggressive move that is punishable. So, as is the case with Marth in this matchup, Fox can also very effectively sort of just dash dance away from aggressive foxes and get grabs and follow up with that. So when Jared got more comfortable and more aggressive, Tack's response was to kind of feebly throw some aerials out in the general direction that Spup was kind of in, when he probably should have been playing like a little bit more reactively and punishing Spup, which he was doing well to begin with. So that's probably where that match went south for Tack. Was kind of tried to fight fire with fire a little bit, but didn't have as much firepower as Spup. So Pokemon Stadium, not much to say about the counter pick. It's just preference at this point in a Ditto. And again, we're seeing twice already in this match, Spup has just done exactly what I would have liked Tack to have done, which is just dash away from two, basically, okay, so right off the bat, Nair, Spup dashes away, goes for grab, Nair, Spup dashes away, gets a grab. So that's really what I'm talking about. This is really illustrating my point that the aggressor is often going to be punished unless they unless they're very good with their aerials. So one thing you do need to be aware of is that, okay, so if you want to hit Fox and he's standing right here, you can't aim for right here because Fox is going to move. You know, people don't just stand still. What he's going to be doing is dash dancing sort of in this kind of range here, waiting for you to do this aerial so he can come in and punish you. So what you need to be able to do as a Fox player is overshoot your aerial. So aim for the back portion of where their dash dance is, or at least the middle portion, because they're going to be just looking to run away from you. And if you can run up to the center of their dash dance and then attack, it's going to hit them more times than not. So overshooting, a very important concept, and one that you need to pick up if you want to be doing this aggressive nair approaching and not just aiming for the spot where they are. So it takes a bit of practice, and you have to kind of tell yourself to do this. But when you're playing friendlies or whatever, I would suggest just trying a whole match where all you do is try to overshoot aerials beyond, a few character lengths beyond where your opponent actually is. You can catch them with running shines as well, like this, without committing as much.
Start a bit of laser game. That'd be good, because Spup seems to be just running the train at the moment.
Yuck. Tak does the Buster get up with the full jump dare, which will work against worse players, not good players. Foxes will do this a lot because it's a habit, because they think it's safe, because they can get good punishes, but ultimately it's not very safe and it's not going to net you much in the long run. It's okay sometimes when your opponent is in lag, but I would not recommend doing this very often.
It's running the train at the moment.
As it is, Spup kind of punishes him for it. And Spup there also recognised that Tak has been spot dodging quite a bit, and it just comes down a little bit later with his aerial to cut that off.
So nice moonwalk, shield pressure. That looks
spot dodge pays off that time.
Oh my god. Wow.
Just no DI on the up throw. That's the only mistake really Tak really made there, apart from getting grabbed.
Alright, Tak is for real now. He's sitting up in his chair.
Yeah. Game face on.
This dash attack, I don't know if it was deliberate or not, but it seems Tak just getting a little bit too anxious to throw moves out when, as I said before, he could be playing a little bit more defensively. And especially when Jared's in this position in the corner here, he can kind of wait for Jared to make the mistake rather than be the one moving in. With a dash attack especially, it's going to put you in a pretty bad position if they knock you out towards the edge, and that's where Tak is now. So we'll see what happens. The down tilt near the ledge. Not sure what he's trying to cut off there. Yeah, I would have to ask Tak why he did that move, but I don't necessarily think it was good, not even like a particularly good angled hitbox throw out there. He gets the full jump there that I said was bad, so what do I know? And on that occasion, Tak just kind of jumps up above the level and goes to the ledge, and unfortunately he gets hit. What I probably would have preferred for him to do here is dropped a little bit lower and tried to sweet spot the ledge from down here instead of jumping up here and making himself vulnerable. So that's something Fox needs to do a lot in general, especially against characters like Marth that can hit you with down tilts and things like this. You need to be conscious of exactly the height of your second jump and be trying to sweet spot with your second jump from below the level. Obviously this opens you up to shine spikes against Fox, so it might not have been the perfect thing to do there, but even like a feedback side B or something for the platform is probably going to be preferable to just jumping kind of into this empty space here.
Exactly. He's got the tech skill and he's got the good edge guards for that.
Well, the shine was on then.
Maybe top 5 was maybe a little of an...
Gets the grab, that was good, he waited for the shine.
It'd be interesting to see, I'd love to see Spup versus SC, those guys used to live together.
Yes.
So,
Tak gets one.
Yeah, they definitely live together. Yeah, you can tell.
Top 5 for sure.
There we go, gets him off the level. Okay, there. When Tak gets him off, he does a great job getting him off.
Yeah.
But when he gets him off here, this is good. He sees Spup coming in and kind of wrecks him, but right there, where he up tilted, was basically the perfect spot for a shine.
Yeah, you can tell.
So here he's off. Spup dodges here, and Tak, all he needs to do is just shine him off. He goes for an up tilt into an up smash, which nets him a little bit of damage, But in this position, I mean, the game, it's a simple game. If you think about positioning and think about getting your opponent off stage without a jump, this is much more important than like racking up damage. There's something I really learned when I played with Mango, is that he would like, say it's a Falco Ditto, he would like combo you to the ledge, and maybe you were only on like 20 or 30%, but instead of going for, you know, your traditional down air shine combo, he'll down air you, and if you're at the ledge, he'll down smash you, and that sends you off at a really bad angle, a really hard angle to recover from, and he'll kill you because of this, even though you're really low percent. So I think it's important to just concentrate on keeping people off the stage more so than concentrating on racking up damage on the stage. In this instance, Tak should have been looking for any way to just knock Jared back off. So a shine right here, this is death. But he doesn't do it. The tech chase was probably a little hopeful. He kind of down aired past where he would even tech. One thing I would recommend for Tak to do is to cover the spot tech as the sort of the primary coverage option.
Top 5.
So let's have a look what happens here. Up tilt, up smash. Okay, so if he covers the spot tech, which is what Jared does, if he covers this with something like just a dare, he probably was trying to do this with a dare. He just kind of overshot it. So he probably had the right idea. But if he's to cover this with a nair, with a dare, anything like that, he'll still have time to cover the tech options left and right. So by covering the spot tech with something, you know, with not a lot of wind down that's fairly non-committal, he can still put himself in the right position to cover other options. So this was good by Tak. He just, maybe he was reading a tech in. I would have recommended to just call spot tech and react to tech in or out, because Fox is fast enough to do that.
Alright, Tak.
There, he just drops his shield. I don't know if he was trying to shield grab or anything like that. In this position, against a good Fox's shield pressure, I'd be looking to just buffer a roll, or try to shine at a shield, which is a really good tool against you know, Foxes that like to do a little bit of extra shield pressure if you have good timing. Tak, I don't know exactly what he was going for, but if you are going to look for a shine out of shield, you need to like angle, actually just even in general, you just should be trying to angle your shield up in towards Fox, just so you have a little bit more time to act after he hits you with the nair. So angling shield is an important thing that we haven't seen.
Probably look,
so I would recommend trying to do that as well.
At this point, just look for guaranteed stuff. Shoot out a few lasers. Not get edge guarded.
Just kind of got edge guarded. Kind of sucks. That was pretty good. He crouch cancelled the nair, which you can do on low percent. So if you know Fox is going to approach you with nairs, particularly on low percent, you can crouch cancel and get punishes of your own, and Tak did that well there. Hashtag CC Nation. Jab up smash. Good tool. But then right here, Tak gives away a lot of stage position when he was in a good position of his own. So he kind of dashes back in to cover Jared coming back down to the middle of the stage. However, Jared goes out. And at this point, Tak needs to be ready to close this space. So let's see if he does. Toss out a dash attack. And again, we've seen Tak do this a few times where he's kind of gone for a dash attack. Maybe hoping that Jared's going to come in with something aggressive. But I would like for him, instead of dash attacking there, what I would like to have seen him do is just spot dodge in place. So about here, spot dodge in place. This is going to force Jared to basically make a call. If Tak's here, he has all the position, all the pressure on Jared, who's high percent right now. If he just dashes in and spot dodges, I mean not spot dodges, like wave dashes down onto the spot, it's kind of going to force Jared to choose how he's going to get back in, whether that be high or low. And because he hasn't committed, but he's kept positioning by doing this, he's going to have Jared in basically at his mercy. Because he has such limited space to work with. As it stands, he does a dash attack and allows himself to be punished by what I was talking about before. Essentially, Jared's just playing this nice dash dance away and punish game, which is netting him. This has really been the difference in the set, is that Jared's aware of this, and that he's letting Tak throw out the first move more often than not.
Uh-oh, it's just...
In that situation, Spup had the right, I suppose, to be aggressive because Tak had such limited space to work in. And this is about the only time that I would recommend going sort of for these aggressive approaches, is when you know that your opponent is pushed into a corner. Oh, not the only time, but I mean, it's like, it's the time when it's going to be most effective. There, Jared just did nothing. Should have edge guarded slightly better.
Nice.
And
Alright,
Tack gets an up throw up here, so
Alright, Tack,
good
you
on his
qualified.
part.
You know?
Just needs to keep this up, and
Just getting no DR on these up throws. It is hard, Babe, to be fair.
No.
Comes down with an air, I like that. I like that as well. When you back throw, you don't always have to go off stage. It puts them in such an uncomfortable position that they're going to take it doesn't really matter what recovery option they choose because they get thrown so far out. You are always at an advantage by just back throwing them off the stage. So you don't always have to go out there. He could have gone out and tried to shine, which is probably what I would have done in this situation, just because I'd be getting desperate at this point. But yeah, back throwing and just staying on stage and waiting for them there's nothing wrong with that. And as it stood, he got a nice shine. It just sent Spup the wrong way. So it was a good idea.
probably should have been looking to go out there on that back throw. Oh.
Same thing again.
That cancel.
That was beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Double jumps into that.
Nice work.
So that was unfortunate. Tack ultimately... I mean, Tack is a strong player. He could probably try to improve his tech skill a little bit just to give himself a few more options in different situations. I would recommend chain grabbing, playing slightly more reactively on the whole. Don't be afraid to shoot lasers at the other fox. Not many foxes are going to shoot you back all that much, but when you have the space, you might as well do it. But yeah, just playing a little bit more reactively and kind of working on kind of the bait and punish game a little bit more. Let's see if I can find an instance of this if we get back to the first game.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Just want to see.
Yeah. You need to get your tech chasers down here. Like this is the stage for tech chasing.
For tack chasing?
Tack
Where you do attack is
Just kind of looking for a spot on
see
one
that
of these
technology?
nares that I'm
So
a
I've
little
talked to Tack
concerned
before.
about.
He says he's got probably one of the
kind
worst
of
tech skills for
recall seeing
someone
one
of
and
his,
not mentioning
of his
it.
skill level.
I wouldn't disagree with
And I
that.
can watch Tack throw out some
But hey, if it
anti-double
does
laser
the job,
action.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
why does it matter?
Yeah, he got the first stock, so he's doing something right.
And there's dash attacks again. I'm seeing probably a few too many dash attacks from Tack.
A good trick
On the
here,
whole.
like he was telling me about it before, is the up throw to neutral.
Okay, I guess that's as good an
Good
instance as what I need for the purposes of this discussion.
Okay,
Okay, so that neutral air there from Tack is basically just what I call like a nothing neutral air. This is the sort of nair that's like right in between the two nairs that you want to do. So the first and most obvious nair is that you want is the one that hits them. In which case he would have had to have placed it much further this way. It goes back to the concept of overshooting that I was talking about before. So I don't think I need to discuss that again. But basically, the first goal with an air is to hit. But the second, slightly more subtle purpose of doing this nair would have been if he had done this nair sort of back here where this second puff of smoke is. Or maybe even just a little further back. And the purpose of this nair is to make yourself look punishable. This is a really good bait that Hacks is exceptionally good at, where he'll throw out a nair in a position where it looks like he can be punished. Spup has already shown a willingness to wait for Tack to do something and look for a punish. So if Tack was doing his nair right here, this is going to give him enough time to actually kind of dash away and punish Jared when he comes in, thinking that he can punish Tack's nair. So if you're going to do a nair, I would recommend doing it back here as a bait or back here as an aggressive move. Doing it right here is like just getting caught in no man's land. And it's something you want to try to avoid. So when you're throwing out nairs, try and think about what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish with the nair, and not kind of just throwing it out in kind of hope. Anyway, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. Tack, if you have any other questions or any other situations that you would have liked to have seen me expand on, shoot me a PM and we can definitely talk about them a little bit more in depth. But hopefully there's a few concepts here that you can sort of look at and work on and kind of consider. But yeah, definitely anything else, I would encourage anyone who watches these videos that has any other questions or any other situations or any other just general thoughts or things that they would like answered to just shoot me a PM. I'll definitely discuss them with you, and if there's any other interesting points worth following up or any specific scenarios that you'd like looked at more in depth, we can do some follow-up videos and things like this. So yeah, but I think we can pretty much leave it at that for now. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be back again soon with some more of this. I hope you're still enjoying it, and yeah, see you next time.